All right, folks, we're back with the nervous system. Um, this is part three of the three-part lecture regarding the nervous system. All right, I mean, the brain can be broken down to so many different things there, but just simply in general, we have the cerebrum. That's kind of like the majority part of the brain. Okay, a lot of activity and a lot of things going on in there. Uh, the cerebellum, right here. It's right in this area, and I think I had you to actually do the vocabulary on each and every one of these there, so you should already know the definitions of these and the functionalities, which of course, definitely know those. And simply, and then also you have the brain stem, and the brain stem is just actually part that's coming from the spinal cord, and that's meeting the base, all right, inferior part of the brain. So of course this is the anterior, posterior, inferior part of the brain, okay, and of course the superior part of the brain, all right. So again, parts of the brain, all right, the cerebrum, again, make sure that you review your notes on this there, right? The brain stem coming from here, the superior part of the brain, and the cerebellum. This is just kind of the part here that actually has a number of regulatory functions. And of course, like I said, you should already have this in your notes. And then again, the anterior, again, towards the front, all right? The posterior portion towards the back of the brain, all right? And the brain is, of course, is just again, like I said, the brain is part of the central nervous system. The main part, again, as far as the CNS is concerned, CNS, central nervous system, again, composed of the brain and going down here, the spinal cord. Got this picture, thought it was a pretty cool picture. Again, looking at the cerebrum right here. This is where it's pointing to. All right, cerebellum right here, and the brainstem. So maybe these are, I know, specialists who just did, I don't know, maybe an autopsy and removed the brain or something like that. But yeah, that's a very good picture of it. And actually, if you look at cows' brains and pigs' brains, I mean, they look just pretty much almost identical. You know, with the folding of the brains and so on and so forth, the gyra. So yeah, so very important. All right, the right here, this portion is kind of like in the middle part. Geez, change this tool. All right. So it's kind of more so in the base of the brain. You know, we have the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and so on and so forth. The diencephalon, right? So this is the portion kind of like right here of the brain, and that kind of helps to control and have a bunch of number of regulatory factors. Again, like I said, it's kind of more so in the inferior part of the brain. Again, once again, this is the brain stem, okay, the cerebellum, and the cerebrum. All right, and as you can tell, or as you can see right here, this is just simply just a skull. And we'll get into that here in just a second. All right, and this is a sagittal cut, based so kind of from up and down, a lateral cut, a sagittal cut. As you see here clearly, that's the nasal cavity. All right, let's talk about the meninges. The meninges are very important there. It's three membranes, the dura mater, the arachnoid, and pia mater. All right. So you have the arachnoid mater, the pia mater. So again, these are the three membranes that actually encircle and enclose the brain, all right, as well as the spinal cord. So they're circling enclosing the central nervous system. All right. Might be a little bit hard to see, but this is supposed to be, so this is the cranium, and this is supposed to be showing basically the meninges area here with these three here. Okay. And then you have the pia mater here. So yes, so the meninges, extremely important. Let's talk more about it. Again, the dura mater, arachnoid mater, and the pia mater. Again, 3 layers of protective, tissues. Again, they cover the brain and the spinal cord. All right, so again, that's the meninges. And you probably know where I'm going this, where I'm going to be taking this, talking about meningitis. Again, the suffix itis. All right, so the suffix itis, you guys might remember that from, gosh, sorry about this. Not an art project here, but trying my best to write with this mouse. Itis, simply that the suffix itis. Of course, a suffix is just something, is a portion that actually appears after a word, or more so the tail end of the word. So a lot of times you have the prefix, the root word, and the suffix. The suffix is simply means inflammation of. All right, so again, the meninges. All right, dura mater, arachnoid mater, pia mater. All right, so it's more so these 3 components. Right. Again, inflammation. Now, this inflammation may be the resultant product of virus, bacteria, or maybe some sort of other microorganisms, but usually more so bacteria and viruses are the main causes to cause meningitis. Again, the inflammation of the meninges. All right. Right here is just kind of a picture of Neisseria meningitis. Sorry, kind of stuttered on that. But that is an organism, as you see here. It's written in italics. It's italicized. So that is the genus name. That is the species name. Okay. So these are the scientific names of organisms. So all organisms actually have what's known as a genus name and species name. So that is actually a pretty common bacterial organism that actually can inflame the meninges and cause a lot of bad problems. Is meningitis potentially lethal? Yes. So can it be treated? Yes. Bacterial meningitis probably is a little bit better to be treated than viral meningitis, because bacterial meningitis, at least healthcare professionals can treat it by way of antibiotics. Viral meningitis, I'm not exactly sure if they can really treat it with antiviral chemicals, but that's a little bit harder to treat. In the spinal cord, again, here's the meninges. Like I said, it actually encases and encloses the spinal cord, so that can be infected too. All right, by both bacteria and viruses. All right, just another picture of it, of the meninges that can be inflamed. All right, so to check if a patient has meningitis, one thing that's we call it's called a spinal tap or a lumbar puncture, and that's basically like, here's the lumbar region, all right, of the vertebrae. The person has to lie down their side, bend over to open up the vertebrae, so a doctor can get a needle in there to aspirate, all right, or simply just to collect fluid from the meninges. Goes down in the needle, and then it drips. Sometimes, a lot of times they might just have a tube for it to drip down into. Could it actually also be used could they also use a syringe just to aspirate? That perhaps could be the case as well. But the point that I'm making here is that they're collecting spinal fluid to see if the spinal fluid actually contains the presence of bacteria and or viruses. Usually the meninges and the spinal fluid basically are sterile. That simply means in the absence of microbial organisms. But like I said, microbial organisms can infect it, again, causing inflammation of the meninges and causing a lot of problems. Thank you.